I would be remiss, however, if I didn't take the chance. We mentioned your three reigns as WWE Tag Team Champion. It is arguably the craziest time in the world to be a wrestling fan. The impossible has happened. Vince McMahon has retired a day that we didn't think we'd ever see coming. I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you, as someone who's been backstage in that environment and spent kind of an extended period with the WWE, kind of what your exposure to Vince McMahon was like, and were you surprised at all to hear sort of the allegations that then came out over the last few months?
Um, you know, Vince is not the easiest guy to get along with. He's got $1 billion company. He has a lot going on in his mind. Vince was hard to work with at times in the back. And then there were times that I've seen him be, one of the most generous men in the world. You know what I mean? Anybody can sit back and point out your flaws. Everybody has flaws. You have flaws. I have flaws. You've made mistakes. I've made mistakes. It's easy for us to sit back and point fingers and say, he did this, he did that. Ultimately, everybody that steps into that ring, he's given an opportunity to. And that's what I'm thankful for. That's what I'm going to focus on. That's what I'm going to be grateful for. There's no dirt. I can sit here and I'm sure I could think of some shit and talk bad, but where does it get us? And you know what I mean? And where does it it doesn't extend the story. What does make me happy is that every time I've been around Triple H, he's always wanted to progress the business. He always seemed to be the guy that knew what was needed to be next, even though sometimes he wasn't allowed to do it or didn't have the power to do it. So what I'm hoping is that Triple H will take that mentality that it had when I was around him and extend it across the whole WWE and make it a competitor again, not just the norm. People tend to watch WWE now because it's part of their Monday night schedule. It's almost routine. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we're going to sit down, we're going to watch wrestling. This is what we do every Monday night. Whereas now I'm hoping that Hunter will tweak and change things to the point where we get excited
Yeah.
again about watching Raw. Again, like, yeah, what's going to happen on Raw tonight? Just like the same way we get excited about AEW at times. Just like the same way we get excited about NWA. What are we going to see next? That's the great thing about pro wrestling, is being able to keep the fans on their toes and giving them something exciting that they weren't expecting to see. That's why when I go out there, I try to give them something different than everybody else. You know what I mean? There's going to be guys when you see me wrestle in the car, there's going to be guys that go out there and go 90 miles an hour and maybe about this big. They're very exciting. They go about 90 miles an hour. You're going to go out there and you're going to see guys that have character. But when you see me step into the ring, I'm there to lay the wood. I'm there to make you believe that whatever the issue is, I'm beating the shit out of somebody.
I like
And
it.
that's what I hope they bring a little bit of that back to WWE. That's the realism. That's what the NWA stands for. Realism, aggression, grown ass men and women beating the shit out of each other.